Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. If you've ever felt completely overwhelmed by life, like the waters are rising faster than you can handle, then you know what it's like to feel flooded. Noah's story offers such a powerful picture of emotional resilience, obedience, and hope. As a Christian and a licensed counselor, I want to walk with you through this story today and highlight what it teaches us about navigating our own seasons of chaos. In the book of Genesis, chapter 6, God tells Noah to build a massive ark because a flood is coming to cover the earth. And Noah obeys. He gets to work, even though he's surrounded by people who don't understand him. People who probably thought he was crazy. Later, just as God said, the rain falls for 40 days and 40 nights. And Noah, his family, and all the animals remain safe inside the ark that he built. Now, Noah's story isn't just a children's tale about animals and a big boat. It's a profound lesson about what it means to trust God when everything around you feels unstable and is falling apart. Think about it. Noah didn't wait for the storm to start before he started building. He prepared in faith long before the first drop of rain, and that's a key lesson for us. Sometimes, God's instructions don't make sense to us, or anyone else until the rain begins to fall. This story also mirrors several powerful psychological themes that we see in counseling every day. First, there's preparing before the crisis. Noah builds the ark long before the flood. In mental health, we call this preventive care. It's about developing coping skills, setting healthy boundaries, and building strong support systems before life becomes overwhelming. You don't learn to swim in the middle of a tsunami, you learn in calm waters. Second, consider his obedience in isolation. Noah follows God's direction even when others mock or misunderstand him. This reflects the incredible courage it takes to make healthy choices for yourself, especially when those around you might not support or understand them. Choosing therapy, setting a boundary with a family member, or leaving a toxic situation often feels lonely, but it's an act of faithful obedience to your own well-being. Third, surviving the storm. The flood represents the chaos, trauma, and loss we all face at some point. The ark becomes a symbol of emotional containment. It's that safe space you create through prayer, therapy, journaling, or trusted friends where you can endure the storm without being completely destroyed by it. It's your shelter. Then there's the waiting season. Even after the rain stops, Noah and his family wait for months inside the ark before it's safe to step out. This perfectly mirrors the slow, often uncomfortable process of healing. Just because a crisis ends doesn't mean we're ready to move on immediately. Healing has its own timeline, and it requires patience. And finally, the promise. The rainbow at the end of the story symbolizes hope, renewal, and God's commitment to restoration. In therapy, we have a term for this: post-traumatic growth. It's the new strength, wisdom, and perspective that can emerge only after you've weathered a significant hardship. So when we integrate our faith in our mental health, Noah's story teaches us that God prepares us before the storm. It shows us that healthy boundaries and routines are the wood and pitch that protect us. It reminds us that isolation doesn't mean abandonment. God is with us in the ark. It confirms that healing takes time, and most importantly, that God always brings renewal after devastation. The pattern is clear. Preparation leads to protection, which allows for endurance, followed by a season of waiting and finally renewal. I want to leave you with a practical exercise. Take a moment today and reflect on these questions. What flood am I facing right now? What is my ark? What are the habits, boundaries, or supports that are keeping me grounded? Where in my life do I need to prepare instead of panic? And what might God be building in me during this waiting season? After you reflect, pause and ask God for the wisdom to build what you need before the next storm hits. Noah's story is a beautiful reminder that storms don't last forever, and God never leaves us without a plan. Even when life feels completely flooded, God provides protection, direction, and eventually a new beginning on solid ground. If this message encouraged you, please like and subscribe so you can stay connected as we continue exploring the powerful intersection of scripture and mental health. Thanks for watching.